So without further ado, I'd like to hand the mic over to your session chair for this session, Angela Gunder, to help us get started today. The floor is all yours, Angela.
Thank you, Katie, and hello, everyone. As Katie said, I'm Angela Gunder. I am the VP of Learning for the OLC, and I have the distinct honor of serving as our session chair this morning, which is going to begin with a few moments of gratitude for our incredible community. Of course, we can't start that out without an official welcome, so I'm going to turn over the mic immediately to Jennifer Mathis, who is our CEO of the OLC, and she's going to officially open our inaugural OLC Innovate virtual conference.
Thank you, Angela. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to OLC Innovate 2020 Virtual. I am Jennifer Mathis, as Angela shared, the CEO of the Online Learning Consortium, and I'm thrilled to have you with us today for our first ever fully virtual OLC conference. While this is our first time going fully virtual with the conference, OLC Innovate is our annual joint conference presented by OLC and MERLOT. We were originally planning to have the event on site in Chicago this past April, but as you all know, that became no longer impossible with the pandemic, and we were faced with the decision to either cancel or adapt. So we, of course, being the OLC, chose to make this an opportunity to lead by example and made the shift to fully online. We did this by reimagining the conference and designing an event that offers not only the full program, but all of the engagement opportunities of our on-site program. So I want to thank you for coming along on this journey with us. We have an amazingly packed and engaging program for you over the next 2 weeks, and I am excited to kick us off this morning. So I'd like to start by taking a moment to thank everyone who's made it possible for us to transition Innovate 2020 from an in-person event to a fully virtual one in less than 3 months, and at a time when you have all been managing unprecedented hardships and challenges of your own. So many of you have gone above and beyond to bring us together here today. So thank you. And in particular, I'd like to give a shout out to my executive conference co-chair, Kay Shelton, the conference co-chairs, Tina Rettler-Pagel and Janet Smith, our program co-chairs, Keegan Long-Wheeler and Kate Miffett, our MERLOT program chair, Jane Moore, our engagement co-chairs, Kathy Russell and Taylor Kendall, and the whole OLC conference team and staff. So this year's conference theme is building bridges in digital, blended, and online learning. It's even more significant at this point, more than we could have imagined when we first began planning this conference last year. So earlier this year, as students were sent home and campuses shuttered, the technology that we use helped to bridge that transition to remote learning, making it possible for teachers and institutions around the world to continue educating students. It wasn't perfect, and these emergency responses resulted in different levels of success. But what the pandemic did was forcefully push us into a new era of education, one where technology is no longer merely optional. It's imperative. Technology is not the only imperative in education right now, as we apply all of the resources, knowledge, and passion our community is known for to reimagine education. We have an opportunity and an obligation to take real constructive action to ensure social and racial equity. This is our moment to build the bridges that will not only create and sustain quality digital learning programs, but contribute to reshaping the future of education, ensuring access for anyone, anywhere, anytime. So over these coming days of Innovate 2020, the hundreds of sessions and dozens of virtual networking opportunities, let us keep our focus on how the bridges we're building in digital, blended, and online learning are essential to ensuring diversity, equity, and inclusion in education. I want to thank you for being with us for Innovate 2020 at this incredibly important time. And now let's get started. I'd like to start by turning this over to Jerry Hanley, the Executive Director of MERLOT.
Thank you, Jennifer. And I would just like to thank you for your outstanding leadership of OLC as it successfully navigated the consequences of COVID-19 COVID-19 pandemic and created opportunities for educators everywhere to hear and share stories about moving online through both Ideate and now Innovate. I know you know that this could not be accomplished so quickly and with so far without a truly amazingly talented and deeply committed OLC staff. For over 11 years where we've collaborated on Innovate, I've seen the OLC give gifts and not burdens so many times. Now, I wished also to welcome all the Innovate participants, wherever you are, to a truly inspiring community of educators who share their expertise, their passion, and their compassion for so many people and in these dynamic and challenging circumstances we are all facing. MERLOT and Skills Commons are free and open online libraries of educational resources that can help you open doors for online education. And to support members and educators' response to COVID by moving instruction online, we've created some OER portals containing tools, online tutorials to help faculty, staff, students move their instruction online and have it be successful. The OLC's Faculty Playbook, a wonderful resource that's been put together for moving online, is one of the highlighted resources. And we've already supported over 25 institutions for reusing, remixing, revising, retaining, redistributing, all the 5 R's of OER with these portals. It's a small but helpful resource to help reduce some of the overwhelming burdens faced by our educators. It's free and open for everyone to customize to your needs. Now, one of the challenges for moving online is how to translate the hands-on lab activities into a remote online learning experience. Recently, MERLOT and Skills Commons have updated our virtual labs portal with other OER resources and also those from some commercial providers. We hope these virtual labs will be convenient for you to explore and will be a gift and not a burden. And finally, MERLOT and Skills Commons is releasing a new portal on open educational practices. Free and open educational resources without the know-how to use them in your institution aren't always the most successful. We've tried to organize over 1,000 open e-portfolios and multimedia case studies that have faculty and institutional leaders share how they've adopted innovations and OER to improve education. We hope this newest collection of OER and open educational practice will inspire you and provide you exemplary practices that you can adopt for your own needs. May they be gifts and not burdens. And now I'd like to pass it back to the wonderful Angela Gunder for our first set of awards.
Thank you so much, Jerry. I'm so excited to share with you this very first award. In line with their commitment to providing access and opportunities for all online learning professionals, the OLC Board of Directors amazingly established the OLC Equity and Inclusion Scholarship. And it was meant to expand pathways to engagement for those individuals who might not be able to otherwise participate in opportunities like this one. Today, I am glad to announce that we recognize our 2020 Equity and Inclusion Scholarship winner, Fabiola Torres, for her significant contributions to ensuring equity and inclusion across our field. A professor of ethnic studies at Glendale Community College since 1988, Fabiola strives to instill in her students cognitive stamina and the importance of reframing failure. She's a masterful online educator, and Fabiola leverages rich instructor presence, feedback, and communication to ensure the success of all learners. Congratulations, Fabiola, and everybody, if you want to put a reaction up there of an applause from Zoom. And thank you for all that you do for our community. Our next series of award recognitions are for our Best in Track sessions. And then if someone could advance the slide for me, thank you. Awesome. Before I recognize our Best in Track winners, I'd like to quickly thank our sponsors, Capsum and ProctorU, as well as our 2020 track chairs and proposal reviewers. These sessions were selected by the program committee as worthy of distinction during the proposal selection process. And our Best in Track Award winners for this year are Process Problems and Practices track was given to the Unconference, an Innovative Way to Foster Rapid Collaboration by Cynthia Wong. The research track awarded Enhancing Instruction Through the Use of Adaptive Courseware and Research-Based Teaching Practices to Tanya Buchan, Stan Cruz, Jennifer Todd. The Lifelong Learning and Workforce Partnerships track awarded Facilitating Lifelong Learning, Meeting Learners' Needs Through Creative Partnerships and Pathways to Katie Sharp, Scott Van, and Barrett Schwartz. The Teaching and Learning practice awarded Engaging in Equity in the Instructional Design Process, a conversation on where we are and how we learn more to Amy Archambault and Veronica Armour. The Open Learning track awarded The Open Patch Books by the amazing Terry Green. The Effective Tools, Toys, and Technologies track awarded Bringing Cultures, Creating Virtual and Augmented Reality for Global Collaborative Learning to Mark Freidenberg. The Leadership and Advocacy track awarded Online Learning Leadership and Support, Building the Structure and Keeping It Together to John Vivolo. Thanks again to all of our Best in Track winners. And now I turn it over to, actually, I was gonna give it to Jane Moore, but it goes over to Mustafa Diak to recognize the HBCU Award and Scholarship winners, then followed by Jane Moore of MERLOT to recognize the Muller Award winners. And before I give it over to Moose, I just wanna mention that Dr. Diak, who's from the Southern University System of Louisiana, has just been an incredible leader in MERLOT for about 15 years and has been recognized for his outstanding contributions in advancing open educational resources and practices in Africa as the director of the MERLOT Africa Network. Amazing work, and over to you, Moose.
Thank you so much, Angela, for the introduction and the excellent work you're doing for your institution and for OLC. I wanted really to thank our sponsor this year, Cengage and Hewlett Foundation, for I think there's a third sponsor for giving us the opportunity to provide a scholarship to our community, and we have 7 of them that are really listed here. I wanted, on the behalf of the HBCU Affordable Learning Solutions Summit community, targeting 105 historically Black colleges and universities in the United States, and partnering higher education institutions in Africa. Really, I wanted to thank the MERLOT organization and OLC for enabling this community. Making college affordable to our students matters to us. To recognize the 2020 recipients of the HBCU Executive Leadership Award, I hope somebody can move to the next slide. In recognition of his abilities to inspire and lead with an inclusive vision, the HBCU Affordable Learning Solutions Summit Ambassador Award goes to Dr. Michael Torrance, President of MERLOT State Community College. We are grateful for his relentless effort in supporting our HBCU institution and growing, our network. Dr. Torrance leads the #1 ranking college in retention, completion, and graduation rate in Tennessee, and is a forerunner in integrating emerging technology into its teaching and learning community. Congratulations, my friend, and we look forward to your continued leadership, in the future. And the second award celebrates the outstanding leadership role in the institutional implementation of affordable learning solution. Dr. Reynold Verrett, President of the Xavier University of Louisiana, is the year's awardee for the Outstanding Institutional Leadership Award with the HBCU Affordable Learning Community. Dr. Verrett has empowered administrators, staff, faculty, and students to work together to save students money on course material, making Xavier University a vanguard and institution with the HBCU affordable learning community by adopting and integrating MERLOT's latest innovation into their institutional practices. I wanted to congratulate also Dr. Verrett, and we look forward to his continuing leadership in the future and the support of our community. Well, it is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Jan Moore, the Director of Editorial and Professional Development Services at MERLOT, where her caring and longtime leadership of MERLOT's 25 editorial boards, MERLOT's award program, and MERLOT partnership with OLC has enabled the professional development of our community to thrive. So I am going to hand it to you, Jan, and thank you.
Thank you, Moose. You can move the slide. MERLOT's highest honor is the Distinguished Service Award. The recipient of this award is one who demonstrates the vision that brings MERLOT members together to create the MERLOT community. This year's recipient is Catherine Honig from National Louis University. Catherine is the editor of the MERLOT Psychology Board and has been a tireless contributor to the MERLOT OLC conferences. Congratulations, Catherine. This year, we introduced a new award to honor an editorial board that, while small, contributed per capita the most reviews during the year. The Rising Star Award goes to the Library and Information Services Board. Congratulations to Deirdre and Victoria, the editors of the board. Finally, all year, editorial boards compete to win the House Cup for the board that's the most productive. The top 5 boards in alphabetical order were biology, business, computer science, sociology, and teacher education. And this year's House Cup goes to the business board, Kathy Swift, editor. Congratulations.